Hi everyone, it's Debbie with Book and Bujo. Welcome if you're new, welcome back if you've been here before. Today I'm going to go over my HRCYED update for January. Alright, so this is where I was at the end of December. Probably a couple of books in January, but here's where I am so far and very excited. So I do have one bingo here and I think that's it so far. Just the one, but I have one. Yay! I should be able to make one more square green, hopefully. So let's go ahead and start with my tracker. Nice and colorful. So let's scroll down to January here. All right, so these are all of my January books. So as you can see, most of them are not going towards HRCYED because there's only so many books left. And I need to work on that. But I did get my tracker all done. I got my points calculator. And here I have 804 points. And I've earned 16 rereads, 8 DNFs, 3 triple ups, which is great. I can use those if I need to. And I can short a prompt by 1, which is also very helpful. So I've earned 1 of those. I've only used 1 reread so far. That's about it. I may have used 1 other. I don't think I've used any of these, but in case I did, I will update that for February. All right, stats. So a total of 209 books so far inputted into the spreadsheet, and that's from July 1st to present, or to the end of January. Total pages, 67,530. That's amazing, which is good because my goal for 2026 is to read 70,000 pages. So that gives me hope that it's possible. Audiobook hours listened is 1,377 and 3/4 of an hour. The total spent on books, that's about the same. Average days to read my books, 3.7, so almost 4 days per book. Average rating, 4.22. That's amazing. I did just have a couple more 5 stars. So nice. Average pages, 324. Hopefully that goes up a little bit with some of the over 500 page books I read in January and February. Total books out of this world is 70. And of course, it's still the month read the most is September, which is the magical readathon. So that makes sense. Okay, my map. Good with North America. I did get something in South America, so that's good. And I should have a couple in Central America from my February read. So that'll help because one of the books I just finished was set in Colombia. And then I have some of Eastern, some of Europe, a little bit in Africa, India, Australia. Yeah, so there's quite, I need to focus on kind of the European, Asian continents over there in Africa. And of course, Greenland. And the book I usually read where there's going to be stuff going on in England, she's taking a break from that series just because it's kind of an intense series and she's writing a couple of more just kind of fun romantic ones. And then she'll come back to that one. So when that one comes out, I will definitely read it and that will be based in Greenland. Now, I did have one book that is kind of set in quite a few. So I think it actually would work for Iceland and up in here and parts of Greenland, but you could only pick one country for the book. So I picked Scandinavia and that's what got colored in. For the United States, I got a couple more states in there. Not a whole lot, but a couple more. I really need to read some more Dusty Bowling books so I can get an Arizona one in there. But at least I got a couple more. Okay, I had to move me out of the way for a second there so you could see publishers there, mostly independent, quite a few Penguin lately. Self-published, quite a few as well. Have Amazon on there, that's still kind of the self-published thing. Public Domain, all the classics that I read, and then Tor, Harper, and Simon & Schuster. I have had quite a few Macmillan Audio as well. Okay, back up to the top. New versus reread, 96% new. Makes sense. Series up to publication order, we've got 5%. I finished 6%, 39% standalones. Just started series, 27%. Started quite a few. In progress, 21%. So not too bad. I would like to see less of the just started and more of the finished or up to publication. But I'm not too sad about that. It's realistic. Lots of physical and audio, lots of ebooks and audiobooks, and then a smattering of physical and the ebook and audiobook. Genres, nice smattering of different genres. I love to see that. And then all the prompts that I've been doing. Month-long readathons, of course, has the most things in there because I do those most months. Covers, so again, we still have blue, but green has now green and black have taken over for the lead. So blue is one behind. February, there's a lot of red. There's a lot of books with red. It's kind of weird, but also fun. Let's see, audience, a little bit of middle grade and children, some young adult, couple new adult, and mostly adult. Makes sense. Publication year, again, nice wide variety there. I love to see that. And then authors. So let's see. Who do we have here? Which one is this one? Rochelle Mead, makes sense because I'm doing a read along with all of her books. Ben Galley, that's my challenge. Lucy Maud Montgomery, I'm doing the reread of Anna Green Gables series, so that makes sense. And then Tad Williams, because I did read his entire series as well. And I got the first 2 books from the library of his spin-off series from that, the one that kind of continues like quite a few, like, I don't know if it's like 100 years later or something. I don't know. It's quite a few years later, I think. But the Other Lands series, I did get the first 2 books in that from my library. So that was nice. I think that is it for the stats. So let's go ahead and move on to the first tab. Again, all of the tabs that I still have left up here are the ones I'm still working on. All the rest have been hidden just for ease of finding things. So the last 10 years, I did finish. So I have all of the 10, 2015 to 2025, but I wanted to get a 2026 book in, and I have just started A War of Wyverns by S.F. Williamson, and this is the second book in the A Language of Dragons series. So this will go in that spot. I have read 2 other books from 2026, but I use those for other prompts, and I'm reading this one anyway, so I might as well put that one in there. So by the end of February, I will have that one in there. Yay, excited for that. Heritage Month. So I had one left on this one, and that was the Disability Pride. And I was wondering and kind of looked up because I wanted to make sure, and it did say that Delilah Bard is gender fluid. So E. Schwab did confirm that yes, she is gender fluid. And she's missing an eye, so that's a disability as well. So Disability Pride, A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab, the first book in the Shades of Magic series. So I have completed that, and I can check that one off. So excited. Around the World, I still need my Botus Antarctica, and I am planning on reading The Stowaway. That's kind of there's a bunch of them in here. I mean, Dark Matter is the other one I would like to read. I mean, Love Below Zero would be fun. All the White Spaces. I have that for another one too, so I may double up and just read that one. Shipwreck at the Bottom of the World would be a good one too. So one of those. I will end up reading something for that. Spooky Creatures. All I have left is Pride and Prejudice and Zombies by Seth Grahame-Smith, and I am planning on reading that in February, so I should have that one done soon. Become the Avatar. This is where I need to get to these books. I have been kind of just ignoring this one for a while. I need to get to these. So Watership Down for water, Pillars of the Earth for earth, and Into Thin Air for air. So it has the word in the title, and it's also on the cover like I did with Between Two Fires, and that's kind of my plan for this square, is to have the picture, basically the item on the cover and in the title. And then Animals. Once I get back to finally reading Skyfire, hopefully in March, hopefully, then that one has the snake on the cover, and that one is a zoo animal, so I will be reading that one. And then we have The Queer Alphabet. This is the other one where I need to get going on these, but I did get the gender fluid Two-Spirit with A Darker Shade of Magic, so I did double up on that one. But I am planning on reading The Left Hand of Darkness, but I think that's it's for one of the book clubs I'm in, but I think that's towards the end of 2026. So it'll be after HRCYED's over. But if I end up reading it earlier, then I can do The Left Hand of Darkness by Ursula K. Le Guin. But what I'm planning on reading is All the White Spaces for Transgender, which apparently takes place in Antarctica, so I could double up for that one. Middlesex for the intersex prompt. Morbidly Yours is the one I really want to read for asexual, but my library doesn't have it. So I may end up going with either Alatsaway or Down Among the Sticks and Bones, one of those, although the cybernetic tea shop sounds really fun. And I also really want to read A Lady of Rooksgrave Manor, but again, my library doesn't have it. But they do have Iron Widow, so I could do that one instead. So hopefully I can get at least one of those on my March TBR. New releases. So I did read Dragon Cursed by Elise Kova for January. That was really good. Love that one. It was just shy of a 5-star. Like 4.5, 4.75. The Sun and the Star Maker by Rachel Griffin for February. I loved that one. That had me kind of smirking, kind of chuckling, kind of laughing. It had me getting kind of teary-eyed. It had me almost full-on crying at one point. So, I mean, all the feels, the whole spectrum of the feels. So I had to give this one 5 stars. And then March, April, May, June. Not sure yet. So there is... I just forgot what it was called. I just looked it up. So Wolfworm by T. Kingfisher is the one I hope to read, but we'll see which one comes in from my library first. There's also The Moonshine Women and Lady Tremaine. Those are the 3 that I'm kind of hoping one of them will come in time so I can read that one for March. If not, there's always the Prime First Reads where you get a new release from each month, and I can always use that one if I need to. All right. Challenge yourself. No progress on here. I was doing really good and then I did nothing. So I am working on Skyfire right now, but there's a whole lot I still have to do. Now, these 2 are anthologies. So as long as I read the story written by Ben Galley, I don't have to read the entire book, just the story written by Ben Galley, then I'm okay. But the rest of these, I mean, No Fairy Tale is a novella, but the rest are full novels. Like over 500 pages kind of thing. So I need to get busy on these as well. Hopefully I can get Dead Stars into my March TBR because that one's going to be a long one and that's the end of that series. And then No Fairy Tale, the novella, comes right after that one. And then the Forever King starts the Sklusen Chronicles, which is related to the Emaneska series, but it is a separate series. So that's these 3 here. And then Blood Rush and Demon's Reign, Demon's Rage, those are separate things. Those ones I could probably read in between. So if I can get Dead Stars and Blood Rush on there, or Dead Stars and Demon's Reign, then that would work too. Okay, nonfiction challenge. Again, this one's done. I just keep adding my other nonfictions to it. So I will have Cobalt Red in here as well, hopefully, for February. And then we have for Q's recommendations. So I did finally find one for each prompt. And I don't know if it's kind of boring, but I fully agreed with Q on all of these. So I already had The Enchanted Greenhouse and The Adventures of Mina al-Sarafi in here. And then I just added Dungeon Crawler Carl by Matt Denneman. So that one is also done. Yay! That means I finished 2 more squares on the bingo board. So how does that work with bingos? Okay, so I realized that this subgenres of choice, I had actually already completed that one, but for some reason it was still showing up as purple, so I just fixed that. I thought I had more done than was showing. So I do have the top bingo and I have the second row as a bingo, which is amazing, and nothing vertically at all. And then I do have the one diagonal, and I have all 4 corners with the middle. So not that that's necessarily counts for this one, I don't know. But I know some bingo boards, you can count that. So I'm getting there. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more to go. And by the end of February, I should have at least 1 more of these done, which is great. Yay! Now, of course, the Challenge Yourself and the extended new release will probably take me all the way through the end of June to finish those, unless for some reason I get some kind of early arc for a June book. But I mean, I did randomly get one for a February book because I finished it and it's still not out yet. But yeah, The Sun and Star Maker, Rachel Griffin, I highly recommend the book. It's so good. But yeah, pretty close. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7 more to go, and I can't wait. So excited. Okay, short and sweet, but that is my update for January, and I will see you guys all again in February.